The following segment is sponsored by Smith Injury Law and 300hurt.com.
Because insurance may not pay enough in depreciation, everybody in a car accident probably loses money on property damage, but working with an experienced attorney can make all the difference. Richard Smith is here from Smith Injury Law. Hi, Richard.
Good morning, Margaret.
You say most individuals willingly give recorded statements to the insurance adjuster. What are your words of warning in that situation?
Well, be very careful. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, why do they want to give a recorded statement from me? Why can't they just talk to me without it being recorded? Well, that's because they're trying to make sure they can find out if there's anything they can use against you in the case. It's not for your benefit. It's to find out if there's a place that they can use. If you say the wrong thing, can they deny your case? And it happens all the time. Also, you mentioned they don't pay anything for depreciation. That's not exactly correct. They just don't pay enough for depreciation. Sometimes they will make some offer depreciation, but it's never what the true cost of the accident is, because everybody knows about Carfax now. I mean, you could be trying to sell a vehicle on Carfax. You know, if it shows accidents, it's going to make the car worth a lot less money. They don't pay anywhere close to what the actual cost is on that. Right. But when it comes to recorded statements, you should never give one without an attorney being present on the call with you and after being prepared by the attorney, because it's not often what you say, it's how you say it. And just failing to describe the accident properly can cause your case to be denied and can be used against you in a court of law. Ask yourself this simple question: why are they recording me? So they can use it against me.
Right. Well, here's, one big reason that working with an experienced attorney is helpful is that you're making sure your client also doesn't settle with the insurance company without negotiating or without knowing what might be down the road.
That's true. I mean, when it comes to property damage, there's not a lot you can do to get a great result on property damage because the laws are just written against you. That's why what we try to do is say, okay, we'll be happy to help you with that. We don't charge for property damage assessments as long as there's also a bodily injury claim. Now, we don't handle property damage claims only. So what people mistakenly do sometimes is they ignore their injury claim unless they've gotten severe injuries like fractures and surgeries and stuff of that nature. If they have a soft tissue injury or hyperextension flexion injury, they have some muscle soreness, they ignore that. That's where you can make up the lost money that you were going to lose on the property damages by pursuing your injury claim. Because if you're hurt, don't let that just go away, because pain and suffering is a real element of damages.
Well, without an attorney, somebody does not have a trusted party really looking out for their best interests. And I know auto injuries are a really big part of your practice at Smith Injury Law. What else do you want us to know about your practice and the types of cases you handle?
Well, workers' comp claims are a big part of our practice, and that's where recorded statements can be really damaging, because certain states, like in North Carolina, if you don't describe an accident, your case can be denied, and that's based upon details, factual details. And that's the same thing when it comes to auto accidents. When they ask you to record a statement, but they're not telling you is, hey, we want you to lock down your testimony, to give us details like how fast were you going, when did you first see the defendant, all these little things that you don't really know the answer to, because people are not very good at distance and time measurements. So if you answer the questions the wrong way, it comes back to haunt you. Now they've got a defense where they didn't have one before. You just given them a defense. So that's why we never recommend those statements be given. Basically, talk to the lawyer first. Absolutely. Let us help you first. And then we sometimes allow the statements, but we make sure the client understands what to answer and what not to answer, and to answer it truthfully and correctly. We never advise anyone to lie or not tell the truth. That would be unethical. But it's important to say it the right way, because you can make a mistake that comes back to haunt you.
And you're always looking out to make sure that people don't fall into any of those mistakes. That's why you wrote the book, 10 Critical Mistakes to Avoid If You're Injured in a Car Wreck. A lot of great information in there. People can request it from you. They can call 300HURT, or they can visit 300hurt.com. Richard Smith, Smith Injury Law, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Margaret.